Yeah. Body crazy, curvy waist. Yeah, yeah. Body crazy, curvy waist. Look at how I body that. Ate it up and gave it back. Yeah, you look good, but they still wanna know. See me in that dress and he felt like he almost tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Hope they okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest, you ain't never got it. I'm present when I'm.
Dude, look at the old white people in the audience in stunned disbelief.
If you love your body, let me hear you make some noise. And if you want to keep loving your body, ladies, let me hear you make some noise. Hey, body crazy, curvy waist. Yeah, yeah. Body crazy, curvy waist. Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll cut it there. Chat. This is going to be a long stream. I just have a feeling. So go get yourself a tasty beverage and strap in. So, not only was the election last Tuesday, which, in case you're wondering, in case you missed it somehow, in case you're doing something else besides spending time on the internet, I asked PPP if he would like to do a combo stream. So me and him and Worski, I simulcasted my end. I did a little bit differently than them. And we had an 8-hour long stream. The final VOD for my recording was 7 hours and 55 minutes. So I stayed up all night long, all morning long, enjoying the history, the heckin' history unfolding with quite a few people watching. I think I had 4,500 on my side, and I think PPP had like another 7,000 plus. Because Medicare streamed, and when he finished his stream, he told people to go watch Kino Casino because there's a big thing happening. And it was a very nice night. I think everybody had a lot of fun. Absolutely the best possible way I could have spent election night. However, that means that I didn't do anything else that stream on Tuesday where I usually stream. And the prior week was Halloween. So I did a out of character Thursday stream for Coach Red Pill, which means that not only has the election happened since the last time I streamed, but I also didn't stream the entire second half of October, or on the last week of October. So it's been 2 weeks since I've done a regular stream where I just go through the content. Boy, oh boy, there's quite a bit to cover. So, I think I have a little bit of everything. I do have a lot of election stuff, and I know I'm hoping that after the stream, the election is over, we can stop talking about it. But of course, as is internet tradition, when there is an election, especially if Trump wins, there's going to be some funny reactions. So I have a little bit of that. Though while the results were coming in, we did try to poach content of people like screaming and stuff. So I'm mostly focusing on the local stuff already. I think Dame Pesos literally defined, and it's unfortunate because Dame Pesos is now a homosexual tranny lover who's been buck broken by Juju the cow. Man, it gets fucked in the ass while dressed as a cow. But 2016, he really basically developed a genre of like salt mine with his videos, and now it's just expected. The election drops. Okay, everybody go out to social media and find people acting retarded and make compilations out of them. Anyways, let's begin. So, let's start with the campaign as a general overall structure. Let's see some of the things that the two parties did to win over the electorate. I already played you one such event, but how about this one? Now you might wonder, isn't Fortnite like a shooter? So from my understanding, this is a custom map where you can set custom rules, and the custom map they designed has no guns. So it's basically just like a playground where you run around and you don't shoot people, or maybe you punch them, because guns is not on policy for Kamala Harris. So you can't have a gun game map. So they took guns out of Fortnite. Also didn't work, especially considering the Fortnite player base seems to be underage and ineligible to vote. So that didn't work out. Trump, on the other hand, sleepy Joe Biden came out and said that Trump's voters were garbage people. So Trump, seizing on the opportunity, literally decorated a dump truck with Trump's branding and hopped in with a garbage collector and rode around in his garbage truck and then did this video. And somehow he managed to organize all this in under a day in response to the comment.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
I love the way he says that, by the way.
How do you like my garbage truck?
It's just such a non sequitur unless you know the exact context. It's like, it sounds like that Trump just decided, hey, wait a second, I can literally buy a garbage truck. I'm rich. I'm going to go buy a garbage truck. He buys a garbage truck. He pulls up next to like a random local news crew and just leans out the window and goes, hey, you guys, ABC 17 Philadelphia.
How do you like my garbage truck?
It's just complete nonsense. However, it was very charismatic, so I think that helped a lot. As I've mentioned many times, I think the reason why Trump has such a following is that he's very funny, and even when not that this doesn't make sense, but even when things are a bit weird with what he says, it's funny, so people appreciate it. Whereas this shit is just like the opposite of like what charisma or funny. These two articles are on The Federalist, and they were written by the administrator of the Reddit Lies Twitter account. I found them very interesting. He's definitely like either a listener of the podcast or just a fan of the forum, because he interacts with stuff that I post onto Zitter a lot. So I think he's a lurker. I think he's a secret lurker. Reddit, I don't use at all, so I had no idea this was going on. But I remember that even Reddit, I did see screenshots on the forum of Redditors being upset about this once it got discovered. But basically, the Reddit Lies guy got an in to the Kamala Harris official Discord server. Now, I did announce during the 8-hour stream that at some point they deleted this server. They went to the server menu and clicked delete server and just fucking nuked this entire thing from orbit, this official campaign Discord. But the gist is that they were very obviously coordinating. This is the threads that we're going to bump. They had official staffers from different areas, targeting specific boards, especially boards that are not supposed to be specifically for Kamala Harris, but like general politics or political humor boards. Even 2X chromosomes, so fucking up the women's subreddit that was taken over by trannies. Big Excel sheet called, I think it had a name just like a Reddit ongoing. So ongoing, they were just completely open about it. When this got busted, the Redditors were upset because it's like, we don't want to see 24/7 political stuff. We use Reddit for various reasons, and this is astroturfed, obviously. So, fuck you. And then this one is the same thing, but this was the Discord brigading Zitter, trying to publish notes on Zitter to fact check Donald Trump and or to remove fact checks that exist on existing content pro Kamala Harris. And I think this one had a lot more trouble. This is a quote from one of their guys saying, "It's because the content note system is looking for notes to get people who normally disagree with each other to agree the note is worthwhile. So the content note needs people who nominally believe misinformation to cross over and agree that this is in fact the case as misinformation." And that's hard to do if you're pushing your own misinformation, because I've upvoted community notes on Zitter that I thought were informative, even if they actually did correct an opinion that I had or something that I wanted to believe. So the system works really well, I think. I rarely see community notes on posts. They're just like, this is fucking garbage. This is fake. So they had issues breaking through on X. But of course, everyone knew what was going on. It was on the Discord server. It got leaked out to the Federalist by Reddit Lies, who did a good job of covering this. And that pissed people off. People don't want to. It's like with ads. People don't like ads. Everybody in the fucking. Even I have a U.S. phone number that I keep alive because I needed to verify my identity in like 8 million different sites. Even I was getting fucking advertisements for propositions about abortion in Florida, and it's like, you're barking up the wrong tree there, buddy. So people didn't like this. Now, what about now, chat? There's a good chance that you have blotted this from memory. You've aborted this precious moment of television history from your brain. I'm here to bring it on back.
Skibbity Biden.
Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Skibbity Biden. Joe. Skibbity Biden. Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Trump is using Hitler's language. Skibbity.
It was a nice try, at least, I guess. A lot of people who are happy that this is over, and are happy for Trump, are saying that this is maybe the death of the celebrity endorsement, because nothing let up on the media side. The media seems less potent than ever. Celebrity endorsements seem as ineffective as ever. And that's in large part because what I believe is the core issue is just the standard of living that Americans have and the cost of living. And I think that affects everybody equally, across race, across gender. And it's like Trump did better. Things were better in 2016 to 2020, and then COVID happened, and then Biden. It was just a nightmare, right, for people. And that who cares what Tom Hanks says? Who cares what Taylor Swift says in regards to her positions? She doesn't have to worry about the grocery bill. Colbert doesn't have to worry about the grocery bill. They don't understand. And that's why it's been an election where celebrities and media matter very little comparatively. Now, not to toot my own horn, but we're going to talk about demographics a bit, and I want to quote myself on this. Here, okay, I'm going to tell you guys, since I can look at the poll now and tell you guys what's going on. 80% of people think that Trump is going to win. 20% think that Harris is going to win. So I'll call it there. I think that Trump has a good chance of winning, and the only reason why I say that, and really this is my main judgment on this. Now keep in mind, I don't vote, and I'll explain why. I guess I'll do that now, but let me finish my thought. I think that Trump is going to win, and I think that he's going to win for no other reason than that I've seen multiple polls that come out and say that Harris is getting 70% of the black vote. And if you don't know, that is fucking awful. I think that every Democratic candidate for like the last 40 fucking years has gotten 95% of the black vote. If she's black and she's getting 70% of the black vote, she's fucked. That's their base. That is like the foundation of reliable every election voters that come out and vote straight Democrat every year that is either not showing up at all or just not voting for her. And if the black people aren't voting for Harris, then it's like there's no fucking way she can win. Literally, the entire foundation of my prediction. I saw a poll, and it was like 60% of Latinos and then 70 to 80 of black. And I'm just like, I was sitting there thinking, that's bad. That's like real bad. That's like, you're not gonna win the election, lady. That's like, you're fucked. And I think that I'm right, and because of what I'm going to talk about, I got some demographic shit. This video went viral. It was I think a black person or a Latinx or whatever saying like they're speaking the quiet part out loud. So I'll let this play for a second. Oops.
Voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority. I wish.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a
He goes on to defend, I'm Chinese and I lived in the U.S. and I had a good time, but he seems to fundamentally misunderstand the point. And that seems to be a thing, is that after this, like, people were like celebrating that a bunch of YouTubers came out and said that they support Trump, and it's like, where were they before he won? It's easy to support Trump now. He won. But you're gonna hold quiet. You're gonna use the she/her pronouns. You're gonna stay out of politics until the day after the election. Then suddenly you have an important, serious announcement to make about your positions. It's like a little bit too late. But in general, people seem a little bit more comfortable to say what they have to say, which is a good thing. Okay, so this is the AP News, and I think people are a little bit too hard on AP. They're slow to call certain states because they want to make absolutely sure, and I think that's okay. But a lot of people said that they were trying to rig it. Not sure if I fall on that line. However, I do have a poll from them to show, and I think that this is a very important poll. This is a demographic breakdown showing how key groups of Americans voted in 2024. And, for comparison, they have 2020, so we can actually flip between them and see exactly what changed. In 2024, the under 30 demographic voted much more for Trump. I want to say that this is about the same. A little bit more in the 30 to 44, and then I'm sure the old people didn't change their votes too much. Let's look at race and ethnicity, and this is the big one. As you can see, we have the black vote. Only 10% of the voters, but in 2024, 16% of them voted for Trump and 83% of them voted for Kamala Harris, which is actually a little bit more than what my poll said before the election. Compare that to 2020, though, 91% of the black vote. And I think you can even... Yeah, dude, that's crazy. 8%. Look at how thin that little needle is. That's really crazy. But it gets even crazier when you break it down by... women by race. That's what I'm looking for. So black women are the actual losers of this election. 9% of black women voted for Donald Trump, whereas 24% of black men supported Donald Trump. So black women, if you're black and you're a woman, officially, your opinion does not matter. In no way, shape, or form, in any state of the country, in any level of government, your opinion is thoroughly discarded. You are the extraordinary minority. Then, okay, the Latino one is also really impressive, because if you look at Latino men, it's 50-47. It's almost half and half. And if the Democrats have lost the Latinos, that's bad. That's bad for their entire party. If they're voting like white people now, the entire reason why they were so desperate to get Latinos into the fucking country is that they were a sure vote for Democratic candidates across the board. It's like, you lost the Latinos? You just spent the last 50 fucking years importing them by the million, and they don't even vote for you. What the fuck have you done? You fucked up everything. They don't even like you. How do you mess up this bad? They hate you. Crazy. With Latino women, it's a little bit... It's actually 12. That's a big discrepancy. Not even 12. What is this? 9%. That's not that bad. But then, of course, we have the big one. The one that I, of course, am going to harp on because I fucking told you and nobody fucking listens to me. 60% of white men voted Donald Trump. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. Can we fucking stop now? Can we fucking stop saying that white women are the problem? They voted for Trump. What more do you fucking want? More than half of them voted for Trump, okay? And that's with all the abortion shit. The entire Kamala campaign was based on abortion. They still fucking voted for Trump, okay? Are we done with this? Can we get over this? I'm tired. I'm tired of the white racism from white people just openly maligning their own fucking women. It's like they're on your side. They're on your fucking side. In almost the same proportion as the men are. Like, it's a little bit different. What is the difference? 46% versus 39, it's like a 7% discrepancy. And that's entirely due to abortion. It's like, so give it up. You're not fucking helping. And there's a big point about that I want to drive in a bit. But yeah, that's the breakdown. Interesting. Okay, so sorry, I forgot why I put this here, but now I remember. So, chat, if the blacks weren't voting for Kamala Harris, where were they?
I ain't gonna lie, this shit's fire, bro. This is a good ass take. What do you guys rate this one so far? 1 out of 10.
Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
That's right, the Dodge Charger. Even in the hands of a man of color, the Dodge Charger's bloodlust for black people cannot be abated. Just want to say that Kick.com is a really great streaming platform with lots of new and innovative content on the platform. And in the reaction, there was one thing that I was trying to find, and I couldn't find it, because I think the author actually deleted it. It was a picture of, like, a sad emoji and, like, shadows, and it was by a black woman, and she said, we have to have a very, very serious discussion about Latino voters in the USA. And there's tons of black racism towards Latinos. They voted like white people. They wandered off the plantation. Actually, they still on the plantation. They're picking avocados and shit. White people appreciate that. But Linda Catilina says, I'm glad Latinos are saying just how much black Americans hate us. And that is a lowercase b black. The black Tucker Carlson says, yeah, and stop saying nigga too. That's funny. Alright, now we have some reactions. As mentioned, there's one demographic that we need to hear from the most, because they are the most underrepresented. I think this is the winner. Everybody loved this video on TikTok, so here's your content slop. The reaction you're waiting for.
I'm sorry. No! 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 Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Oh, I brought it up on the next panel. Kimberly says, we have to have a very, very uncomfortable conversation about Latino voters in this country. America, you have failed us all. Their Ukraine flags are in shambles. Get ready for 4 years of American isolationism, dictator bootlicking, and open fascism. Europe will face a dangerous and uncertain time where our enemies keep growing stronger and stronger, and will try to eat the weak. Extremely worried for Ukraine. We can only wonder how stupid USA is. This was the winning comment for me. RB Pundit says, so yeah, call us Latinx again, motherfuckers. And actually, I think this is it. This comment segues right into this.
Some hard truths to my friends in the Democratic Party. This is not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Kamala Harris's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It is the fault of the Democratic Party in not knowing how to communicate effectively to voters. We are not the party of common sense, which is what the message that voters sent to us. For a number of reasons. We don't know how to speak to voters. When we address Latino, and language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do. It makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do. When we are too afraid to say that, hey, college kids, if you're trashing a campus at Columbia University because you're unhappy about some sort of policy and you're taking over a university, and you're trashing it and preventing other students from learning, that is unacceptable. But we're so worried about alienating one or another cohort in our coalition that we don't know what to say when normal people look at that and say, wait a second, I send my kids to college so they can learn, not so that they can burn buildings and trash lawns, right? And so on and so forth. When we put pronouns after names and say she, her, as opposed to saying, you know what, if I call you by the wrong pronoun, Call me out. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. But stop with the virtue signaling and just speak to people like they're normal. There's nothing I'm going to say to Michael that I'm not going to say to you, that I'm not going to say to somebody else. I speak the same language to everybody.
There was a poll that I was really hoping to find before this stream, and I could not. But it was a poll asking voters, and it was an exit poll, I believe, asking voters if they thought that the government had gone too far with transgender issues. And it was like 70%. I think it was an exit poll in Pennsylvania even. And 70% of people said yes. 70% of people have said no more fucking tranny shit. Isn't that just wonderful, Chen? Just wonderful. Now, the Republicans, on the other hand, have a lot of reasons to celebrate. I think that after everything will be tallied up, I think conservatives take control of all three branches of government once again. So the Republicans are free to start plotting their ambitions of 2 years of unchallenged control. And Representative Mike Collins has finally taken the position that I have taken for so long. It is time for Greenland to return to the United States. It is time to manifest our destiny. Denmark has been asked over and over again by many presidents over many decades, how much for Greenland? And they've always said no to us, or niet, or whatever the fuck they say. Nine, I don't know. I don't know how to speak Danish. It's time for them to now say, yeah, they're going to give us fucking Greenland. One way or another, it's coming to a head. We're going to get it. Or it'll just complete the trifecta, and then Canada will have no excuse. We'll take Alberta first, okay? We'll go save PPP. Well, he's not in Alberta. I think he's in the capital. He's like in Ontario or whatever. We'll get him one day. This is my absolute favorite thing from the entire election. So in California, when you go to vote, you get like a big, thick sheet of paper, apparently, that has all the propositions. And to be fair to the candidates, they actually or when it comes to like a proposal on the ballot, they actually have a question, and then the parties for and against it will get to submit a statement into why they think that the voter should vote for that policy their way. So in this one, California had a proposition to end indentured servitude in prisons. If you don't know, the constitutional amendment that ended slavery actually has an explicit carve-out that permits slavery as a form of punishment after you have been convicted of a crime. So in some states, we actually do have mandatory work for prisoners. And California apparently wanted to pass a constitutional amendment to end indentured servitude or slavery in their prison system, and it failed. Almost 55% of people just reading, should we end slavery in the California penitentiary system, voted no. They did not need any motivation to do so. There was no campaign. There was no paid group lobbying against this change. Nobody raised a voice. In fact, on the ballot where they present arguments, the argument against Proposition 6 was none. Nobody even submitted an argument to say, actually, we should keep it. It'll keep, it helps keep our prison system affordable for taxpayers. None of that shit. Nobody submitted a fucking complaint, and it's still lost. And apparently this was one of many different things that lost in California in regards to crime reform. Apparently, Californians have all been impacted by crime, and they're sick of it. You go to prison, you're going to slave. You're going to be a fucking slave if you go to prison in California. I think another thing that lost was ending the rule that allows you to steal like under $900 worth of shit without getting a charge for it. They ended that. I think some hoity-toity Democrat in some city lost his mayoral seat. So they got fucking slaughtered in California. It's as bad as it's ever been. In California. And I imagine a lot of that is why the Latinos came out and voted for Trump, because it's like, these cities in California that are suffering under progressive policies are majority Latino, and they hate it. Nobody likes having their shit stolen. Nobody likes having, the police not respond to your call because you only lost $900 worth of stuff, when $900 for a lot of people is like a 2 weeks worth of work. So it appears they're sick of it. This is my favorite video that I've seen in regards to the election. It's a lot. It has no fucking purpose. I'm just gonna play it though.
He's a 6 handicap of all. I was an 8 handicap. 8. I've seen this ring. I know you. I'll give you 3 strokes if you carry your own bag. I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump.
He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love. But you know what? Now they'll say, Donald Trump said they fell in love. How horrible. How horrible is that? So unprecedented. In another life, I would have really liked playing golf with you, Joe.
So sweet. You don't get romance plots like that anymore in current year chat. Okay, the end of the politics segment means we got to tie up some loose ends. There will be more locale-related election stuff as I go through, but this is the loose ends of the election stuff. We got to talk about Peanut. Peanut was a squirrel. Between my streams, he was executed by the state of New York. Apparently, no person is illegal, but some animals are. Peanut was the pet squirrel of a man. Some evil white woman, Karen, called in that he had an illegal pet, an exotic pet without a license. And so the Department of Ecology, or whatever the fuck you call it in New York, seized the squirrel and murdered him, and the raccoon too. They chopped him open and they checked him for rabies post-mortem. This outrage Elon Musk, it outraged all the conservatives on Twitter, and many people believe that some voted for Trump simply to avenge Peanut the squirrel. The election is over, and we can stop simping for Peanut, because as it turns out, Peanut was likely the victim of sexual abuse. As it turns out, Peanut's owner was a homosexual OnlyFans star who used the squirrel in nude photo shoots, had him climbing on his boner, had him in pictures where he had his cock out, all sorts of shit like this. And the woman simply saw this and said, this guy is like almost sexually abusing this fucking squirrel, and called in that there might be something going on. She didn't know that they were exotic pets that he wasn't technically allowed to have. So when New York rolled up, they just fucking killed him. But the reason why she called them at all is because this guy was filming porn with a squirrel. And the entire Peanut thing is a giant OnlyFans ad. Isn't that fucked up, chat?
Thank you for watching this clip. This is the CAC. Remember to like and subscribe.